Hey everybody, welcome back to the Quantum Show. I'm a little bit early. I know you probably are like, "Oh my god, I'm not ready." Yeah, right, sure, right. We're doing the actual pre-Halloween show, and we're talking about ghost investigation, the science, the people, the tools, all of it. The people and the tools are really an interesting part of this because okay, we've all seen things like ghost hunters, ghost adventures, and we've watched people go through the prisons and the jails and hospitals. We've watched that. Some of us have done it. I've done it. Old stores, the classic haunted places. I have. You know what? I got to fix my camera. Hold on. There. That's better. I like this angle much better. And I have several of these tools myself. Right now, the tools have changed over the years, right? Okay. Um, hey everybody, welcome to the chat. Everybody is filing in. Let me go ahead and say, DJ, you're in at the very beginning. Hoorah, DJ, DJ Wardove, Tim, our one of our mods, Lynn, LA Moon, Renee Andrews, happy Halloween. All right, that's who is here that I see in the chat room now. Hey, Sarah. All right. Now, some of the first investigative tools. Now, I'm not talking about the fun stuff, the fun setup, getting a costume, jump scare out the closet, and things like that. Talking reel to reel tape recorders. That was the very first. Actually, that's also a Bigfoot hunting thing. It's been done, the Sierra Sounds. I'll be taking notes as I go along, right? And but the Sierra Sounds, we're not talking about. I mean, he's scary all the time. He doesn't have to wait till Halloween. Bigfoot. So, sorry, moving stuff around. And voices are very common. And there's this thing called pareidolia. Now, that is the mind's way of tricking itself in seeing a pattern or hearing a pattern where none are. However, pareidolia is most commonly seen faces where there are no faces because our evolution has got us to looking for faces. And that is where our mind tricks itself into thinking there's a predator nearby, meaning a competitor or I don't know. What did we talk about that day? Cavemen, the not Cro-Magnon, but those guys, right? Neanderthals, Neanderthals, because they have our facial structure, generally speaking, two eyes, nose, mouth. Okay, and we see those things as a matter of habit. That's seeing a face. Now there are other forms that we see. We see people forms. We can make out. Our mind tricks us into a lot of this stuff. Now, I'm not saying all of it's a mind trick. Some of it, we trick ourselves into seeing things, and our fight or flight, we're trained with fear. We got fear embedded in our code, so to speak. Not so to speak, literally, it's literally in our genetic code. Okay. So the tools that we use to prove or disprove pareidolia uh, and any kind of evidence, things like tape recorders, phones with cameras and sound recorders, EMF detectors. Got a bunch of them here, right? We use infrared cameras. All right. I love breaking this stuff out. If y'all don't know, infrared cameras, motion detection. Okay. What else we got in here? All the goodies. EMF detectors, right? Shout out Lynn and Frank hooked me up with this one, right? EMF detector. Of course, it's gonna it's going to detect everything around here because, well, the camera's electronic, the microphone's electronic, everything here is electronic. Got that? They sent that to me. That was awesome to be able to get and to now use. And those things work really good in places where there is no power, outdoors, abandoned places where there is no power. Other tools include what? Okay, I've got another EMF detector right here. Now, this is a different kind where it detects, okay, it gives you a reading of what it detects. It gives you, okay, microphone, is it detecting anything? This is a lot less sensitive. So it's more like you have to have something on and work it. Here's an example, right? Now, the phone, right? All right, now it's not doing anything yet, but I'm waiting for it to, I'm going to have it send out a signal and we'll see what happens, right? Let's go to something that talks. Oh, no, it's hard to do this. I'm trying to trick my EMF detector. Why isn't it sensing anything? Is this thing broken? Oh, man. Is this thing broken? It has always worked. Okay. You hear the beeping? I'm going up next to my lamp. And apparently it's noisy enough, electrically speaking. I can't show you that. But trust me, it's the lamp doing it. You hear that beeping? I hope you hear the beeping. Not broken, just haunted. Yeah. That was another robot gym. I was getting to that. Okay. That is one of the tools that are now on the scene of ghost hunting are robots. Actual autonomous robots. They're so cool. I am this close to getting a Unitree, okay? But until I get a Unitree, this will have to do. Just kidding. Just kidding. The Unitree, just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, the phones are extremely grounded. You're right. And hey, everybody coming in, Robot Jim, Rachel, OB2, Raven. And yeah, the Unitree robot has gone down in price. There's another model called the Go 2. Let me just bring it up. You know what? And let me show you what this thing looks like. Okay, a lot of us will know about it already. But I wanted to bring this up because this thing can go everywhere you can go, albeit slower, and it kind of crawls around. And let me see here. Okay. Now, if you can see, it's the Unitree Go 2, and it says $2,800. That is not a bad price for something. Okay. That is not for something like this. What I'm mostly worried about are after purchase support updates, and this thing has cameras. And DJ is, of course, I forget to do it. Like and subscribe to the Quantum Show. If you're here, you're quantum. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, DJ Wardove. I totally forget to say that at the beginning of the show. I should. And you should. Everyone should. Okay, let me get this not full screen anymore. I want to be on here. So this thing, let me click over to it. I will. Okay, $2,800. Now that is the very, very base model. Okay, what this $3,050. That is even that's cheap for a robot, an autonomous robot. This thing is ready to go, y'all. I watched a video on it from this robot review dude. He reviews toys, STEM um, kits, STEM kits, science, technology, engineering, math, and robotics kits, RC cars. And it is a hell of a deal. Okay. Right. Right. This is affordable for budget or low budget. Mm. And it has all the sensors. It can walk through unknown terrain, uneven terrain, upstairs, downstairs. You get it, right? And unlike a lot of these things, it can lay down on its belly and it has little legs. So that's kind of like a docking point where if you need it to go somewhere fast, now it takes some fancy programming, or you can manually do it. You can have it get on like a go-kart or the top of a car. You have to strap it down for that fast, and you zip it along on its little cart because this thing travels very slowly. Not Mars rover slow, but pretty slow. We would beat it. It doesn't run, not this version, okay? Not this version. This version doesn't run. There is a runner robot out there, but that's like all it does. It doesn't have the sensors. That chin thing hanging down is a LiDAR detector. Yeah. This is going to be a breakthrough because it's not scared. Okay? Right. Yeah, it's dope looking. It looks like a clone of the ones made by the big boys. The big boys being Boston Dynamics, Spot Mini. Yeah, that one. That one is like $30,000. I'm not even going to bring it up. Hey, Tyler, welcome back to the show, man. Thanks for coming by. I am not going to run out of coffee before the show anymore. Now that's this. Okay, now it can be equipped. It has attachment points, or you can put on attachment points. There's already an aftermarket for parts for things to make it more pet-like, but I don't really want to make it more pet-like. I've got the pet. Okay, I've got the pet. He only goes where it's flat. Forget ghost hunting with this dude. So he can be outfitted with there's an arm. There is several mounts for cameras already. It's got a camera in the face. If you saw, it's got a. Let me just bring it back up here. It's got a camera already in the face of it. And this is not the robot show today. This is the ghost hunting show, but this is a really good way to really up your game. It will go where you're scared to go or are unable to go. Hey, Aussie, welcome back to the Quantum Show. And it can go, it doesn't need flat floors. It is a quadruped, what you call when you have four legs. And they call it a robot dog, but it's not really a dog, of course. It's quadruped because we know four legs works for a really good amount of animals. So that's what they did with this thing. I keep forgetting it's over here because the screen is over here, but the picture on the screen is over here. And if it sees something, it's not going to cower. It will stop and record it if you so tell it to. There's a whole programming suite behind it. Several independent aftermarket are being developed for it. And it is, I really hope some of these shows start to get this thing, because I am this close to getting one myself and I will use it everywhere. Honestly, I got to show y'all something else too. I'm going to leave that on the screen and talk while I bring up this other thing. Well, actually, I'm not going to leave that on the screen. I'm going to not leave that on the screen because I got to go over here, change windows, and bring this up. Because I was okay. It's the same price, right? It's the same price. And if y'all think like I think, then I want one of these. I want one of these because DJ, I would take it to the grocery store too. And you know what I figured out? If that robot is as robust as it can be done, and or if that robot is expandable as it is, give it some arms, give it some legs, program it to ride this thing, and then get on the back and let it take you to the store. Who needs a Tesla with an AI in it? I got an AI dog that can drive a motorcycle. Hell yeah. And go ghost hunting with me. Take me to the haunted location. And it was an either or situation, but when you're in a situation where you can afford crap like this, right? This is the same price. This is actually a little bit more expensive than the dog, than the robot. I call this the clone bike. Excuse me. I call this the clone bike because this is a clone of a Can-Am Roadster. It is $4,000, and the dog is $4,000. Oh man, right? Yeah, I will drive to Tesla. I will have the dog drive me to Tesla and say, "Hey, I got a budget going on right here, and look what I can do, and we can go ghost hunting." Though I know the cars can too, but it's like only where the cars can fit. But it was a toss up. This would be one of the best. Oh man, I got to get this off the screen because I'm wanting to just write a check right now. I just want to hit buy it now, add to cart. They're local. That thing is for sale, local to me. I really want to get one, but I kind of got my hands full on vehicles, so I'm leaning towards more robot than vehicle. But I want both. Honestly, I want both. That would be perfect. Yeah, I was thinking of that. Oh, Storm says, like and subscribe, support the channel. Booyah. Thank you, Storm. I need to say that more often. And okay, now the three-wheeler aside, which is freaking cool, but the robot, the robot for ghost hunting, it will not hear a noise and shake the camera, drop the recorder, or anything like that, like a human would. It would be okay. It would hear a noise and go, wow, noise. Okay. And hopefully it will stick around as that is an anomalous event. Okay. Now, there are other tools, of course. Let me bring some of these up. I should have brought them up already. Now, you have this thing, and it uses an Xbox Connect. And what do they call that? SLS camera. Now, this is from the Ghost Hunters Equipment block. Okay. This is Ghost Hunter Equipment. Now, these things are pointed sales. They are targeted sales. So they're really expensive. That is literally an Xbox Connect. Okay. Let me bring it over here. Go away. And it's $548. You don't need, this is the ready-made solution. You can put them together yourself from literally GameStop. Okay. There's a tablet on top, and that's a Five Below tripod for this particular build, looks like. And they are connected in such a way and now there is some programming involved, but it's not really that hard. So as I have discovered, it's just you set preferences, and you see this one has that. That is literally an Xbox Connect with a tablet strapped to the top of it and a battery. The box in the back is a battery. See that box back there? That would be your battery, and a little stand to hook it all together. Okay. Yeah. That is literally an Android tablet hooked to that. And you can even see that's a rechargeable battery. So this is a Kinect SLS camera, and it shows the stick figure outline of human forms or forms, and it does its best to try. Look, it's even connected on USB with a Five Below cable. There's not $548 worth of hardware there. That is putting it together in the in the correct order and stuff, right? So that is that. Now, let me bring us to the front page. Here are a few things, right? Music box. I will just read it. The PMB Paranormal Music Box is creating remarkable results around the world as an amazing trigger object that also alerts when anything passes in front of it. So motion detect. High tech, I believe. I'm not sure yet. High tech meets a classic vintage music box. It is like it plays just a little tune in there. And what Paraforce Polterscript is a phenomenal voice to text spirit communication tool similar to the Obelisk. Sorry. The Polterscript, that is so cheesy. By the way, this is as cheesy as ufology has ever been. Okay. Takes EVPs and puts them into visible and audible text so nothing is missed. And then you got the SB7 Spirit Box, PSB7. Take your EVPs to a higher level. The PSB7 Pro Spirit Box creates a special blend of frequencies to allow the crisp, clear EVPs to date. The most crisp, clear EVPs to date. REM field and IR sensors that will start sweep when triggered, as you can use the PSB7 in mute mode. Okay. We covered the Kinect camera, the REM pod. You get close to it and the lights turn on because it interrupts the magnetic field of the antenna. Okay. That is another. This one, the one that looks like a can, is also a REM pod. Same thing. We've seen these on videos of ghost hunting, right? Yikes. Sorry about that, y'all. So we have EMF meters. I have one. Combo deals. Oh, that's a let's look at the combo deals, because there is it's called a Shack Hack, right? Man, those things are expensive. Let's just look at this one real quick, okay? K2 EMF reader, which is what I have. SB7 Spirit Box, which is an AM FM radio from Radio Shack. It's an old design. And what they do is when you hit scan, it has a part in it, a little electronic component that will stop it once a certain lack of resistance is, or certain, it finds a frequency, it stops. Scan, like in your car. You take that out and you have a spirit box. What it does is it just keeps going over and over and over from the up and down the dial, back and forth. But it starts at, like, say 0, go to 100, and then goes back to 0. It doesn't go back and forth like 0, 100, backtrack to 0. It's resets to 0. So that is 146.80, which, if you absolutely have to get something like this, that's not that bad, because that is, I believe that's the shipped price, and it talks about it's internationally famous and seen. Okay, the authentic K2 is the legendary must-have paranormal research meter. It's internationally famous and seen on virtually all paranormal TV shows where it constantly creates. Okay, I'm going to skip that, right? Don't need that. And the PSB7 is the little radio. All right. So that is some really good examples of what is up. Okay. Those are some really good tools you can get. And honestly, you can get them on Temu pretty cheap. Okay. This is now you get what you pay for. All right. And well, that is that. Now, looking at cameras, infrared. Now, when I said Temu, I meant it. You can get infrared cameras like the one I got is from Temu. Okay. This is literally a clone of the one I got. Let me bring this up. I will bring it up. Hold on. Sharing screen. This is literally a clone of what I got. I will go navigate that screen. This is $28.88. And that's not the cheapest one you can get. It says 1080p, but let me tell you, there is no frills on this thing. Okay. It does night vision. For sure. It does night vision. However, there is no image stabilization. There is no what see, yeah, it's about the same size. There's no image stabilization, no anti-blur. It does have this giant LED on the bottom of it. Is this going to show it? No, it's not. Maybe. It's going to show it. No, but if you look, let me bring up the picture here. This part down here is an infrared LED, and it shoots it way out. You don't need, it says starlight. It is not starlight. Not. And rotary adjustment means it just, you turn it like that. Let's go. That's a cute dog. Not military quality from Temu. Not. Okay, just don't even expect that. Lushilian. Sure. Okay. It does come with a strap. And you know that strap is great when it's all you're going to use, but it really is better on a tripod. If you keep this thing on a tripod, you will get great video. But if you're holding it and moving it around, I have made videos on mine and posted them here. They're not good for that. But they do what they say they do, right? 8x optical zoom, untrue. It is all digital zoom. So I'm going to get away from that. We don't need Temu on anymore. And now, methods. There is something called the Estes method. Now we're talking about methods of communicating, where what you do is you have a person. Now, the cheapest, easiest way to do this is be in a dark room. One person, be in a dark room, listening to whatever device there is, a spirit box, and headphones. Now, that person has to listen to if any words come through. And there have been times on Ghost Adventure, Ghost Hunter, Hellier guys, they've investigated. They will use the Estes method. Actually, they're the ones that named it. They coined the name Estes method because it was in Estes, Colorado. They're the ones who figured out how to do this because they had one person, the way they did it, blindfolded, headphones to a device, and they would just speak out what word they would hear, even though they can't hear anything going on around them, and they can't see the reactions of their buddies. They can't hear anything other than these headphones. The Estes method. Oh, talking about Timu. Yeah. They're not, they're, yeah, it's all buyer beware. Right. Military 1969. Yeah, probably 1969 for sure. And yeah. Okay. Yeah, the ghost hunting detect, a lot of it is a money grab, okay? You are the best detector. You are the best detector. You have goosebumps when you have energy come around, when you get the goosebumps. You have butterflies in your stomach. You have the best vision of any camera, the best hearing of any microphone, and you are also able to listen to words being spoken to you. Some of them are audible, and yes, this is the quantum show, so some of them are mental. Those things get put into your head. It's happened to me. It is really freaky. It's hard to get used to. Telepathy is very hard to get used to. Hey, Blingo. Show's going well. Same as it is, right? How did y'all like that helmet in the thumbnail? That's my Halo helmet. I like that. And okay, but we are the best detectors. However, some of us are better at detecting this stuff than others. You have skeptics, and skeptics, they have a place. The place is to keep us from letting our minds trick us into seeing or hearing or perceiving something that we really aren't doing because we want this stuff to happen. They're very good for that. They're good for keeping it real. Because if something like, okay, now if I stomp through a place and the floors are shaky, something falls, that's not a ghost, that's me, right? If I go through and I've got, let's say, my backpack on, I'm wearing my backpack, and I turn around and knock something over or bump something, not a ghost, that was me. But when you're in that scared frame of mind, you want to think something's behind me. It's just built into us. We need things like forward and rear facing cameras. Not GoPros are good, but they're really expensive. And there are I've got a knockoff right here. Right? I've got a knockoff GoPro right here. It's just called HD camera. And it has one button. And you put this, that's it. There's nothing, no frills to this thing, right? And but honestly, GoPro is a nice standard method how to use the camera because that's a lot of people's problem. They don't know how to use the equipment. I don't know how to use this thing. I got to buy another one just to figure out how to use it. So you also have audio recorders. Sony makes good ones. Magnavox makes good ones. And they're all for sale out there. Now, getting back to the Estes method and the critics, not the critics, but the skeptics. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump around. The best person to get onto the spirit box is a skeptic, because he thinks he's just hearing random radio signals, and it does seem to be hit or miss all the time. The more psychic, the more sensitive a person, the more results you're going to get towards spirit communication. Other and But a skeptic, okay, they will say, "Oh, this is phony. This is fake. I don't believe any of it. You're all lying." But then they won't go into an asylum with you. They won't go into a cemetery with you. I invite any, well, not this cemetery, maybe another cemetery, but not this one. And okay, you just Blingo, you just repeated yourself, and you have two different accounts. So I hope you're legit, bro. Okay. Looks like Blingo and Blingo are spelled differently. Note. First comment. Note the spelling of the username. Second comment. Note the spelling of the username. And now they're interacting. Well, thanks for being here, Blingo. Well, thanks for being here. Oh, you're on. Oh, bingo. What? It's bingo. My bad. Not Blingo. My bad. Okay, you closed Rumble. You were on Rumble? Oh, you were on Rumble. Awesome, you were on Rumble. My mistake. Okay. But the Estes method using a skeptic is so cool, because that guy becomes a believer real quick. But some skeptics still won't believe it. They just flat out refuse. It's so funny to watch these people. But then it's something that's entertaining, but I know it's not the greatest thing to be the instigator of, is watching these people crack, because that's not nice. We want to show evidence, not hurt people, right? We don't want them to like lose their minds and go schizophrenic because they can't handle what they just saw. And that has happened. That has happened to people. We all know. No, I've got, yeah, bye. Okay. He can't read. Take care. Yeah. See ya. Thanks. Like and subscribe. You came here 3 times. Thanks, man. Whatever. So, okay. Moving right along, right? So, the Estes method. The more sensitive a person is, it seems like, let me bring something up here. Let me get Hellier guy up. Well, I don't think they have that public. Estes method. Okay, and this also goes into the people. Let me see here. Sam and Colby are a group, right? Oh, empath. Okay, I'll have to check this one out, but not right now. I will leave a link in the description after the show. Where'd the thing go? Okay, well, let me just do that. Wait, hold on. This happens in every live show. I mean, not just my show, but every live show. All the time, ever. All right. Apparently, I need to start a new note. Okay. So I guess I've been called a joke, huh? Oh, poor me. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Somebody doesn't like my YouTube show where I have like 1,000 viewers. No, 1,000 subs. Who's going to, oh, what am I ever going to do? Am I going to be able to sleep at night? I think so. I'm going to have to fix it after the show. That's okay. Yeah, but whatever am I going to do? That Sam and Colby Estes method. Yeah, I just said helps to be more sensitive. And I will share the screen just so y'all can see what I'm looking at, right? All right, that is the ad. I don't need to play the video, but Sam and Colby Estes method, and somebody else is Matt Rife. I did not know Matt Rife was a ghost investigator, and he does that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop that. Hey, Boomtendo, welcome back. Oh, I thought it was his second one. Okay, well, I'm not worried about the trolls, if any, tonight. I'm just talking about the topic. So Matt Rife has a couple of buddies, and I have left it in a note somewhere. I know I have some. Yeah, Boomtendo. I know you from Facebook. He is legit. He's a real person. He does real work. Okay. Real YouTuber. And he does stuff. I'm a subscriber too. All right. I've known him for years. I've known Boomtendo for years. So he is legit. And Matt Rife, he was on a show that sues everybody or demonetizes and blocks everybody. Joe Rogan. He was on with Joe Rogan, and he's good. He is good. He's younger, and he's very animated, and they try to do the ghost adventure thing, right? They try to do the ghost adventure thing where they go into a place, they're wearing all this stuff. Now, you don't need all this stuff. It's cool to have it. I have some of it. And it's better to have it right here, not in a bag where you in a dark place you can't see, and you turn on a light, you blind yourself. Matt Rife. Let me get Matt Rife up here. I will bring up Matt Rife. He has done I have a link in the description now for one of his videos. They have gone to, let me bring this over here. I will show you what I'm looking at. Now, I'm not going to bring any of his videos up because, again, no permission. There he is, haunted insane asylum. I don't know. I don't know where he went. There we go. That's a TV thing. Winchester Mystery House. All right. And oh, look, there I am right there. Keyword. He went to the Conjuring House, Lizzie Borden, and he went on Joe Rogan. Matt Rife's obsession. Well, it's a hobby. It's not an obsession. He loves it, and I don't blame him one bit. Yeah, he does these other things. He is a comedian, but he loves ghost hunting. And he goes with Colby and this other person, Corey. Colby and Corey. Yeah. So that was 2 years ago. The night that nearly ended the overnight channel, Haunted Ashmore Estates. That's a place. Now, you don't need to go to these if you're going to do this stuff, right? You don't need to go to all these faraway places, well-known haunts. Ghosts are everywhere. Spirits are everywhere. Energy is everywhere. You can get them from well, the whole United States is. Oh, that's just an ad. Okay, yeah, Conjuring House. Full series overnight with Matt Rife. Matt Rife is good. And oh, UK and Ireland. I might have to check that one out. Ballygally Castle, Ballygally, something. And oh, they went to the Hellfire Club. Ooh, cool. Okay, well, enough of that. Link is in the description now. And I do recommend Matt Rife. I like his comedy too. I like his stand up. He does a stand up comedy routine. Yeah. Local ghosts are everywhere. Easy to find, at least sites touting as much. I love this stuff. Yeah. Go to a museum, go to a library. Ghost. Okay. And local places here that are not the cemetery. There's a Walgreens in another little neighborhood. It's got a resident. Every time up until several times, right? I have gone, no, I will say every time something gets moved around me. And the first couple of times I thought it was nothing. It was just me walking by. However, then I met the local empath who thinks it's demons. When she said demons, I was like, okay, I'm not going to bother you about it. Have a good night, right? I went to the toy section like I always do. Something got knocked over. I didn't think nothing about it. Went another night, toy section knocked over. Something in the toy section knocked over right in front of me. And the lady that was working there, she pinged me. I don't know if she realized it or not, but she pinged me. And I went up to her. I'm like, how long have you thought about the psychic stuff and the paranormal stuff? Oh, it's the devil. I'm like, I'm out. Okay, see you later. Aussie is reminding us once again, please like and subscribe if you're here. Your quantum of all the internet, you ended up here. And tonight, talking ghost hunting, ghost investigation. And I'm talking about the people, the tools, the methods, and the places. I put down here Zach Bagans, but I'm not really sure I want to do that. Nick Groff is good. They have some kind of feud. They don't like each other. Something happened behind the scenes. I'm not really sure. There's all kinds of conflicting stories. I'm not really sure. So, but I like to talk about the tools and the methods and the places more than and Matt Rife is he's kind of like new to me. And I'm just now realizing he's been doing it for at least 2 years, but I just found out now. And I would love to go ghost hunting with those guys because Matt Rife is, oh yeah, Rachel. I've had books drop off the shelf several times at different bookstores. Yeah. Bookstores are the best. Okay. Especially the old independent bookstores. The older, the better. Books fall off and it just is. That's the way it is. So, yeah, Sarah, Nick is great, but Zach is a disrespectful provoker. I agree. They go in there, and I'm with Rebecca, the ghost guide here. Link may be in the description later. I'm not sure. She has never responded to me. I don't know why. But she says, these guys, they're people. And they are. They're people. I think that's why they got mad at me in the cemetery that night because they're farmers and I went in at 3 a.m. before rise and shine time. So, and I don't like to watch Zach. I don't like to watch Ghost Adventures. I will watch Nick's shows. Nick Groff is really cool. I really like him. He seems like a really genuinely nice person. And he has done several little miniseries that are really good, done really good. He would stay 3 days in a haunted location, and he with his partner, and they would sleep in 2 different rooms. They would have sensors around them. Sometimes they would get woke up, sometimes they wouldn't. And I don't know, something happened with them too, but I don't want to get into it. That's like personal business of theirs. I'm not interested in that. I am interested in the craft of ghost investigation. And why isn't this more mainstream? That's a good question. Well, now we got robots that can help us do this. More impartial observers. Because people with phones, they can get scared. And like I said before, drop it. They can see something and shake it and go, oh, what was that? They hear something, oh, and they shake the camera. And that's what you see is the shaky camera. But why isn't it more mainstream? People are uncomfortable. It's kind of like aliens. It makes people afraid because it's built into us to be afraid. The stuff is scary. At the Bigfoot conference that I went to last time, or not this last year, but the year before, I went around doing interviews of not the people attending, but the people running it. And while no one had seen Bigfoot, they all have only the tiniest bits of evidence. Every single one of them, including the main presenter, has had a UFO or ghost experience across the board. That right there, that was a that was it. That was it for me. You don't have to be into this stuff to experience it. You don't have to be having all the equipment and the robot and the vest with all the lights and the cameras and the TV shows. You don't need all that to have the experiences. And they are all over the place. You might tune them out. A lot of people tune this stuff out because it is scary sometimes, especially if you don't know this stuff. Now, I love the Dead Files. Amy Allen, she is now independent. She quit that show because it was stressing her out. She didn't like going to those places. I read an interview and watched several little small interviews. Amy Allen is awesome. She's a great person. My favorite is Dead Files. I like the shows that employ psychics as well as skeptics the most, like Expedition Unknown, Expedition X. Yes, I love Dead Files though. I have to watch those other two. I haven't had a lot of time to watch shows like that. And when I'm ready to watch TV, I'm ready to just I'm getting ready for bed, right? But these people, oh, yeah, Nick but okay, there's a lot to this topic, and I never have good enough notes, right? But why? Okay, the mainstream, they're not ready. They're ready for ghosts like they're ready for aliens. They're not. They're not ready for either one of them. So it's easier to deal with the ghosts because we know they're ghosts. We know they're people. And it's Halloween. Right now is the time to really kind of investigate your own interest in the topic. So hopefully that will bring more people into the topic. And yeah, and the shows are a great way to gauge interest. And you don't have to buy a $4,000 robot to go ghost hunting. All you need is a phone. Okay, it ain't the best, but it's got a sound recorder. It's got a camera. It can take video. Most of them can see at night. You have an infrared flashlight or just a flashlight. You just go looking. You saw me. What I did, I was holding the camera. How was I holding it? In another video, I went through the cemetery and I was holding it. I was holding it like this. This is how I was holding it. I was holding it just like that. It wasn't this phone, but it was like this. Or like you hold it with two hands. You're clearing the lens. You're able to move them as one. You don't need a tripod, but it's really helpful if you do, especially a tripod if you have like something that holds the camera and then holds the light separate, like something for a bicycle. I've got that over here too. You you clamp onto the tripod and you set that onto the adapter where it's for a bicycle, and then it moves as one, and you can move the whole thing. It's really great. This, you're looking at me from the top of a tripod, and it's nice and stable, and it works great. I've used this before. Y'all watch me now. I also used this, right? My little, this is, I have a video on the channel now, the walk around of the cemetery. I used this. You can tell it's not very good. It is Timu, not expensive, but it's better than nothing. And I set the phone, well, you watched, if you can see, you can just set it to fast. I don't think I caught anything that time. And you watch me via the iPhone walk around with that camera, and you hear me come back up to the iPhone. It's really cool. And yeah, ghost hunting is fun. It provides a bonding experience. I'm wrapping up the show, right? A few minutes. It gives a bonding experience because everyone likes to be scared with their buddies to help them through it. It's a bonding experience. You might learn something. You'll definitely get used to hardware. You know, learning how to use the cameras, learning how to tie them together. And then if you do any video editing, sure. Knowing what works with what. Audio recorders. Audio recorders are really good for this stuff. The better quality, the better results. I will tell you about an investigation I did. This was here in town, and it got around that I was doing this. I worked at Dollar General for a while, right? And I heard about, now when you work at a place like that, or specifically Dollar General, when you work at Dollar General, you talk to other stores because you all share inventory, and there's just a whole real big reason why, right? Well, I heard there was a haunted store. And so what I did was I couldn't set up, I didn't have a camera. I had the voice recorder. So what I did, and everybody knew about this, okay? What I did was, it's risky to do this in a public place, especially Dollar General, where there's a lot of theft and people finding stuff on the floor. Oh, I found this on the floor. It's mine. So what I needed to do was take my 10-hour recorder and go in at close and say, hey, I'm from this other store, and I heard y'all have a ghost here. Can I set up the audio recorder? And they let me. It was so cool. I got 10 hours, and you could hear doors. It was near the bread, so you could hear bread wrappers, but I'm pretty sure the bread wrappers had a legit thing. But cooler doors opening and closing all night long. Break room door open. You could hear the click of the handle. And I need to go back out there, but I don't work there anymore, and they don't know me now, right? But it was a really good, and I got a reputation at that time anyway. I'm the best cooler cleaner and the ghost hunter. I was the best one to do the coolers, and I do ghost hunting. And I actually went up there, and I went to like 4 different stores asking. My store has a spirit in it. I was walking down the aisle, and it was the self-care, like fingernails and skin and stuff like that. And off the shelf popped a little, I think it was some cuticle scissors, right? Now, when something falls off a shelf and it has a legit reason, it falls like this, right? I was walking through the aisle, and right in front of me, right before I got to it, it went like this. It didn't fall down. It went, ouch, into the aisle in front of me. Okay, let me just not throw my pen all over. This coffee is good, man. Ouch. but it went like this. It tossed it into the aisle right in front of me. That was cool. Okay. That was cool. And we were doing some overnight restocking. And I saw a figure walk from one aisle to the other. It was looked like a girl wearing black, like a coat that goes down to above her knees, maybe a raincoat or a jacket, and looked like a scarf and a hat. That's a lot of detail. Okay. It wasn't just a shadow figure, a blob. It had some definition to it, and just walk from here to here. And I go to the manager. Now, I didn't think about nothing about no ghosts. I just saw, right? Just walk across the back of the aisle. I'm at the front of the store. They're at the back of the store, and walked like that. And I go, "Hey, manager, is everybody out? I thought everybody was out because I looked before." She goes, "Yeah, I thought somebody was out. I thought everybody was out. Somebody here? Let me go look." I looked around and nobody there. She got freaked out. I'm like, it's a ghost. I was even aware of this stuff back then, right? This was not that long ago, like 7 years, 6 years. And it was, lots of incidents in that store. And they showed me recordings of stores they had worked in, the other managers, right? I was like a stock assistant manager person. And they showed me how they took video. There's no way to export the video on the closed circuit security. So they would record the screen on their cameras, and they would record it, and they would only have access to pre-record, right? It's a system that it's not available all the time, only if something happens. A bunch of toys were lined up in the middle of the aisle, stacked up in the middle of the aisle on top of each other in a line, right down the middle in the toy aisle. Okay, everybody, that has been the first hour solo. Happy Halloween. Okay, if you're not here, happy Halloween, everybody. There you go. And I will talk to y'all at the panel. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. If you're here, you're quantum. Like and subscribe. Even if Bingo Blingo didn't like the show, I'm such a joke to him. Don't care. Okay. And yep, coffee time. You know it. I am almost, well, it's cold anyway, so me and Amy are out of coffee. Amy likes the paranormal, the ghost stuff too. She does. She really does. Thank you, Renee. Great show. Oh, thank you, Renee. Thank you, Lynn. And yeah, see you soon. See y'all on the panel. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. Okay. And thank you. Thanks, y'all. I covered people, tools, methods, places. I think that was pretty good. I even own some of this stuff, and I use it, and it works. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Pushing buttons. I'm going to get coffee. It is coffee time. And Aussie says it best. Coffee time. Talk to y'all soon. 20, 30 minutes. Links will go out who wants them. And keeping it quantum out of here. Pushing buttons.